Hello, everyone. Damola is tired. Wake up!
Yes.
Collect your money. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so you can tell that we are tired. That 2022 has been a year.
Yes, it came
work.
It came with work.
We have.
So we're grateful, guys. We're grateful.
Yes, problems should be solved by those who see them, but we are tired. We have literally been working non-stop. The work has not finished, Sha, but as this season is coming to an end, is this Q4 of 2022, we are hoping that the work has almost finished.
I don't even know what you guys are saying.
We're not hoping the work finishes, though.
Are we in Q4?
Oh, you are still sleeping.
I don't even know where we are. This has just been a long year. That's my own. It's been a long year.
So we have made film, we have made TV, we have made podcast. So we are taking a well-earned break. So even when we were looking at ourselves for this podcast...
My phone is even still ringing as we're here.
Yes.
But carry on.
We were looking at ourselves for this podcast. We were like, what is the topic? And we were tired. So then we were like, okay, you people have been asking us questions all year long. So we have decided to take the top 10 most, questions and discuss them.
From our 10 fans.
from our 10 fans who have asked us questions.
So question one.
For you.
What?
Any trailer we release. When is it coming on Netflix? When can I see it on YouTube? Never.
So I think that the reason why I think about that question is funny is is that switch of Nigerian movie consumption to streaming, right?
Oh, it's the literacy. First, let me first deal with the literacy first, and I will drag people. You can clearly see in the trailer, it says there, in cinema, on so day. You will not be asking me, when am I going to see it on Netflix, or is it available on YouTube? And I'm like, why?
But you see, that is right. Comprehension is a problem. However, the deeper conversation is Nollywood a streaming medium content? In the sense that...
How many people have internet? All of you that downloaded from all these fake websites and
we are coming for you, Nigeria rocks.
I'm looking for Dropbox links up and down. See, this is all I'm saying is this. When the trailer says, in cinemas, put together your 500 now, your 1,000,
2,000, no, please, 2,000, inflation has reached.
And just go and watch the movie. If you guys jejely support us, because let the movie do well in cinema now. That's it.
I'm even tired of telling people to support Nollywood. It's not your problem.
Okay, no, don't support Nollywood, support Inkblot.
I still think that you're right. People automatically see the trailer. Oh, I like this film. And it doesn't translate to, I want to get to go and watch it in cinema.
But we've come a long way, guys. Remember when we started versus where we are now? The number of people who would just go and watch it in cinemas, apart from these hoodlums who keep asking for when it's coming on Netflix, it's increased exponentially, I think.
It has.
Because, then we would be begging, like literally begging people. You go for meet and greet. That's how we started doing meet and greet. Well, not this meet and greet. The actual meet and greets in cinemas, where we're literally selling tickets, at the cinema ticketing point.
You're actually right.
Yeah.
Because that was the original role of meet and greet in cinemas, where you will get an actor to come that would draw people, and the actor is actively telling people, buy my film now. You want to see my film.
Yeah, so in that 95.5 environment where...
Okay, let's explain 95.5.
I was going to now.
Let's explain.
Now.
Okay, so let's explain 95.5.
So 95.5 was that in that day, 2014, 2015, 95% of the box office was Hollywood films, 5% of the box office was Nollywood films.
So AKA, you go to the cinema, you see one box office movie for every 19 Hollywood.
And then,
yes, that's
terrible. Terrible.
Yes. So what has happened now is that over the last couple of years, it has moved to around 70-30. in some years, it can go up, it can go down, but right now we're around 70-30.
When it was pandemic was peak Nollywood period.
So
when
pandemic
like,
was 50-50.
We're 50-50.
Can you imagine? We picked
We're
up 50.
like
Whoa.
literally 50-50, which means that as you are saying one Hollywood movie, there's one Nollywood movie right beside it. Thank God.
So basically, the answer to when is it on Netflix is go and watch it in cinemas.
Please go and watch it. Go and watch it in
Boom.
cinema. So this is the maths, right? If you go and watch it in cinema, right, and the movie does very well, the streaming platforms now want that movie. Then you'll be able to now see it for next to free on your streaming on Netflix or Amazon or any one of those places. And for those of you that are getting the pirated version, well, Jesus
God
is
will
watching.
judge you.
Jesus is watching you in 3D.
God will judge you all.
Okay. So
Amen.
question 2.
My saviors. Come back. I know I just chased you away. Please come back. Come and help me and talk to these people. These people can talk. These people can talk. Let me give you guys gist. One weekend ago, we went to Ikeja. On our way back from Ikeja, we were in the same car, 1 hour drive back to the island. We got to the island at 9:30. Oh, let's just enter Damola's house for a drink. We're there till 12 a.m.
But that doesn't mean you are not talking.
No. But you guys are still the ones that always talk. Now, take me to your house. Let me collect my car and be going to my house.
Damola was not there.
Damola was not there. Now you can
Exactly.
see who the real culprit is. For another, do you know I got home at 1:30?
No, now, but you see, take it, but you see, that's the actual point. You cannot blame me because it takes 2 to tango or 3 to rumba.
No, I'm just a great listener, guys. That's what it is. I have 2 ears as opposed to 1 mouth. Because God gave me 2 ears to listen more than I speak. Don't you guys know that quote? Anyway, I'm just a good listener.
That's not this.
No, so I think that it is unfair to us
It's not unfair.
to
It's
say
true.
that
It's
we are
facts.
stopping you from talking.
No, but you guys talk, and their voices are so loud and roaring.
Say,
God.
like, my voice is deep and soothing.
Okay.
I don't understand. I hate. Okay, let me not say I hate. I have a personal dislike for people who say, "Oh, I'm making a movie for festival."
Why?
Partly because I could never understand the outcome. So mine was always like, okay, so when you take it to this festival, what is the outcome that you're expecting?
Happiness.
Because I'm like,
Pursuit of happiness.
it's just pursuit of happiness. So I'm just going to put a movie out there. Was that usually with the guys who are American, European, and all of that, it's a case where I take my movie to a festival, then that basically serves as my CV, then they're hiring that person as a director, whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but think about it, right?
No.
So let's talk it through. You are arguing that every festival, so take a look at the European festival, leave Americans, right? Yeah. The European festivals, most of those directors never become commercial directors in that sense.
But you'll find work with BBC.
You find work with
Canal
not
Plus.
Really, because
you do something.
The market is bigger.
The patron market exists for that work. Like
In where? In the West?
Yes.
In Europe.
Also, in our own case now, so you from Ikorodu has now made film and have now put it on.
No, but why do you not believe
and now
that?
go to Cannes and then you now screen your movie there.
And then you
what
would
happens after
attract
that?
the same patron network. The patron network is not does not
And it's personal choice now.
exactly.
That's why I said personally.
No, I know,
That's
but my
what
point is like I think that we also forget that film is a commercial and artistic medium. It's not just a commercial medium. And I know from your marketing hat, you should be like everything should be commercial.
Everything.
But I think
Always be selling.
But I also think that there is room for artistic expression as a standalone thing because it is art at the end of the day.
Go and make music.
Is it
video.
either or?
No, what I'm saying, I'm not necessarily saying that it's either or. What I'm saying is that so when you look at the way they define film industries, Nollywood is like uber commercial. Almost everything you do is commerce.
Yes.
The European film industry, now this is simplifying greatly. European film industry is mostly artistic with some commercial.
Okay, so now let me just pause you there. Have you seen our economics?
No, so wait. No, so that's part of it, right? So and then America is mostly commercial, but with art inside. Now, the European film industry is highly funded by the government, right? In the UK, the lottery fund supports the BFI, etc., etc. In their rich patrons that desire to fund all these films that create beautiful expressions of culture, etc., etc. In Nigeria, because people had to make a return, the movies became uber commercial. So the question is that you should not necessarily, or the question is, should you believe that that is the only way to be, or should you try and build in some artistic layering into your art? So take the Esiri brothers, right? They made that beautiful film, Eyimofe, right? That basically went to Berlin, that is on the Criterion Collection. I don't know what it did financially, but I'm sure that the people who supported that film feel like they achieved something, a bunch of firsts for a Nigerian film. You get what I'm saying?
See, I've said, what is the outcome? Because you have to work the system. So this is the thing, right? I know a bunch of people who, I want to make a short film, I want to put it in a film festival, and then that's it. That is the end of it. As in literally...
I think for the... I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. For the individual... I'm so sorry.
See, that when they say that you're talking over Zulu. Even though she was the one that interrupted you, but they will now blame you. Can you see?
Because for the individuals who actually come to you to say they want an art film, they are also looking for money. I've never met a purely artistic director, creator, filmmaker, whatever it is, that wants to just do a film for, you know,
art costs money.
Festival.
Why do you say that?
I've not met them, I'm telling you. The ones that have approached me.
Art costs money.
Okay.
I think they have to create the art, you have to spend money.
They also look for a way to make returns on their film.
My side is completely different. My side is even this one. That most people, they look at getting into the festival as the end of it. Now that once you get into the festival, sure, magic will happen, right? But I'm always like,
okay,
there is, if I were to ever do a short film that's going to a festival, there's the second level, get into the festival first of all, and there's second order. I need to hire like a PR firm, which is going to be a foreign PR firm if it's a foreign film festival, that's just going to get the word out about me. So that people, there is some buzz around this my film to get people to...
Then
all of that, you're spending all of this money. So people are always like, oh, you know, instead of doing this commercial thing, I want to do this artistic thing that doesn't require a lot of money. And I'm like, you don't realize that it actually does require way more money. And then for possibly no return.
No, but there's risk. But remember, right? Almost all films lose money, whether you're on the commercial side or the artistic side.
But your own is that, at least our own is like, if we put it in cinema, I can say where maybe people show up, I make 20 million, I make 30 million, I make 40 million, I make 50 million. People love it. It has to enter 100 million. This one, I can literally do a short film, get into a festival, pay money to get into a festival sometimes. Some of them is free, some of them it's not.
It's mostly you pay, unless you are a certain class of,
Then I got to fly myself there for the festival.
Well, if you get in, they fly you sometimes.
But you pay yourself. They can tell you that we'll give you room rate, but they'll give you, you fly yourself there. Spending money while you're there, it's on you. Then you now, but like I said, if you really want this thing to do well, you have to hire like a PR firm that's going to help create some level of buzz. It's not just like, it's the same thing with cinema, right? I don't just put my movie in cinema and expect that people will show.
Okay, so got it.
Next question.
So the next question.
Let me now ask this person right back. Prove it. Bring one Inkblot film that we haven't featured a rising star. Prove it.
Okay, so rather than the customer is always wrong.
No, it's not the customer is always wrong. This is, can you please at least state facts?
This is that if you are coming at me, please come with facts.
Yeah, correct.
So let's try it differently.
That's the only way.
But the soft answer
is
that from inception of Inkblot, our goal has always been to build the industry. So in every film of ours, basically what you're saying is wrong. That's still my answer to your question. And this is because we've always worked with veterans, superstars of the time, and rising stars. That's how.
So we try to star on the poster.
So we try to blend.
Damola, answer the question. Is the rising star on the poster? Because it's you that we always fight with.
No.
So that means you think they are right.
No, see, this is the thing there.
No, but why would you put a rising star on the poster?
Thank you.
But
why wouldn't you?
Have you ever?
Why wouldn't you?
You never put the rising star on the poster. Okay. You go into the movie and discover the rising star.
But you can discover a rising star on the poster.
No, but what gets you into that movie are the stars that
The
you
established
see.
faces.
Yes.
So I think we have to separate it.
But poster, there's always remaining space, so there's always remaining space.
Must
you can fill all the corners.
we put 20-something people?
Yes.
The entire football team.
Yes.
Manchester United, in all their posters, they have 20-something players. There are only maximum 3 players must be
So
on the
let's
poster.
talk about that. So you see, there's a question here. So when we did a film like New Money that was built around a rising star and constellation, the market was more, especially for the films that were targeting box office hits, the market was more open to those types of films. Do you feel like the market has changed over the last 3 to 4 years? In terms of that I am more willing to see a film that the lead is not established.
So I would answer it differently.
That's a lie.
I don't think that the market has ever embraced seeing a new star, but now because of where we are with the streamers and all of that, producers are more able to experiment and put
If it's good,
and put newer faces and stuff because they know that somehow it's just getting on the platform, right? And we'll get the licensing revenue from there. So it's okay. I'm making my money back because the thing that drives producers from not putting these faces like front and center is because this is not the person that is marketing the film. Go back to Asaba days, the Nollywood of old, marketers. They built stars just so that they will put those faces on posters and sell their films.
All that conversation that Zulu was saying, like we're talking for hours, is literally that we have sat in a room and we said, this work that we sent ourselves, this is what is required. How do you delight your customer? Every script, because we are now starting 2 years in advance to talk about films. And I'm sitting here thinking before you wake up, delight your customer is boom, boom, boom. But now, delight your customer is 2 years, 3 years of dedicated work.
The institutionalization
Yes.
of the film.
Well,
Yes.
there's that, but then there's also the situation.
And I'm sorry, that we're like at the forefront of doing that is quite. I mean, we've opened ourselves to criticisms like this, amongst many others. We've also opened ourselves to doing more, like pushing ourselves harder, right? Where sometimes we get it right, sometimes we don't. Sometimes, it's an experiment, really. So we're pushing ourselves harder because of the goal of building the industry, of institutionalizing, of basically for the greater good of everyone, right? Everyone goes home with something in their pockets, right?
Yes. And
something in their hearts, fulfillment for the art people.
Artists and critics have been adversarial for every art form.
But I feel like your Kini is coming from a very, will I call it purist point of view?
Yes, no, I'm the optimist among you people. Optimist, realist, pessimist. We should get t-shirts.
I know, right? Who is going to make it for us? I think the person that said, why don't we bring upcoming musicians, actors in our film, should make our t-shirts for us.
Yes, optimist, realist, pessimist.
I'm just a nihilist.
What size? I don't know. Anyway.
I'm just a nihilist, but that's it.
Yes, so where was I now? So yes, you're actually talking about critics that are actually doing the work of critiquing, as opposed to what we have now, where we have trolls.
Your review of a movie is just laughing emoji.
Yes.
No, but that works.
Trolls to be left to the customers, the consumers. Let them troll the film. That's fine. But as a critic, as an essential member of the ecosystem, you should do better.
No, so I think that's fair, and I think that's a journey that we'll go on. Now, next question.
I thought that was the last question.
No. I mean, are you tired? Are you really that tired? Okay, so, and next question.
No, it's different.
It's skit
makers and Big Brother artists. Again, people, see, the only platform that basically raises people from nothing to like full-on stars. Big Brother.
Or skit makers.
Big Brother and skit makers, you have, and it is the number of hours of skits that they have to create. Same to Big Brother, number of hours that these people have been in your face.
I mean, didn't our producer tell us that when they started this past Big Brother, there was a certain guy who had 20K followers.
Yes.
And the very night he went into the house, he went to 82,000 followers.
Thank you.
Overnight.
But I would even say that, so when you take a look at, so I've been thinking about it a bit more philosophically, right? Because that's how I am. I can't help myself. So when you look at the way in America they discover comedians, right? In America, they use the stand-up circuit, the improv circuit, which are not the same thing, but they overlink, and then they use like web series. So, for example, like Anissa Rae came from what's it called?
Awkward Black Girl.
Awkward Black Girl. Like a Melissa McCarthy came from The Groundlings. Eddie Murphy came from stand-up, then to Saturday Night Live, etc., etc. So they let those areas crowdsource funny people, and then they find the funny people that the audience responds to, and then they actively go after them.
So why are people hating on us?
No, because think about it. There's
the
one thing that Jason Bateman, but we are not, and I explain, and I realized something. Let me tell you. So there's something that Jason Bateman said. Not Bateman, sorry, Jason Blum. He said that comedy, that the reason why he doesn't do comedy is that comedy requires big stars. Like unlike horror or drama, comedy, you are coming to see the star.
Now, taking it back to Nigeria.
And so in Nigeria, the actual mistake we are making is that we are not designing those films for the stars. We're not saying, oh, Sabinos, Mr. Macaroni, we want you to be the lead in this film doing what you do. Like another 48 hours or 48 hours. Or like we're not.
Some people have attempted and some people have done it. Some people have done it and they've done it well. Some people have done it and it didn't work.
No, but who?
I mean, I would take what they call it now. 3 thieves, 3 kings, 3 thieves.
3 wise men. No, 3 thieves.
It was
3 thieves, yeah.
The one with Frank Donga, etc.
The one with Frank Donga, KMK.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then I think Sean Parker was the 3rd person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. People have tried it. The truth about it is this.
So why is it that? So now that's an interesting point.
So sometimes,
why doesn't it translate?
Sometimes, and what happens sometimes is this: I have this comedian. This comedian is really good, but I'm just a stand-up comic. I can do skits, but to now follow that person for 2 hours may not be.
No, but look at Trading Places, one of your favorite movies. Saturday Night Live 1 and 2 jammed together. Sure, you get.
But again, it takes a certain amount of skill. Maybe we are not at that level yet. So what you would do is this: I will put that skit maker there as a value add in a movie. So I would give you even Beverly Hills Cops. Chris Rock was in it, and it was just a value-added whatever.
No, but Eddie Murphy started off, was a comedian.
So I'll give you another one. Joe Pesci in, what do you call it, Lethal Weapon.
No, but
value-added, but he was providing comedy.
No, but what I'm saying
so
is
that's what we do here.
Yes,
where
we do value-added.
Yeah, so you bring the person into the frame. So I have my established actors that I know people love and like. Those ones are the ones doing the heavy lifting. Then I bring this person in, and then I use that person as value-add.
No, but the question is, the question is, those types of comedies that we all grew up on the Hollywood side, Prince, Trains and Automobiles, Caddyshack, Animal House, where the comedians are front and center, or even like the newer versions for the younger people, like what are the newer ones? What about the newer ones?
I mean, look at the Kevin Hart ones.
Yes, exactly.
So, but what I'm saying is this: it takes a while. So look at it. The very first movie, Soul Plane, by Kevin Hart, right? He was not the lead. He was, I mean, the story revolved around him, but it was everybody else. Yes. But look at Kevin Hart Kevin Hart will never do a Soul Plane. Yeah. If he was doing Soul Plane, the story will be him, front and center. Okay,
so then have we now come full circle to the how do you make stars debate?
Yeah. And are we now answering the question of putting upcoming stars in your film?
Yes, so it all goes round, because the truth about it is this: those things work that way, where this guy, you're an up-and-coming person, we bring you in.
But are you an up-and-coming comedian?
So even if you're like an established comedian, if you're coming from like skits, you're coming from skits, stand-up, or you're just like stand-up, right? Come and do film, first of all, your value add. After a while, where you've now built a following around you, then we can now move you front and center, where you can now be the star. Very few people can even look at Eddie Murphy. It took him a while now.
No, well, his first thing was Trading Places. It wasn't a while.
But that was a Dan Aykroyd movie. He came in later. Well, Trading Places was a Dan Aykroyd movie.
He was a two-hander. No, he was top billing. Yes.
He
was top billing.
That's the reason why a lot of people watch that film.
The story,
he was top billing.
Do you know who Dan Aykroyd is?
Yes, but Eddie Murphy was top billing.
Dan Aykroyd was the main guy. But Eddie Murphy didn't show up until.
No, so they are looking at the structure of the film. When I'm saying that they greenlit off the two of them, two of the hottest comics on SNL.
Yes.
But I think, broadly speaking, so anytime we do these solo episodes, I realize that we are the problem.
Yes, we talk too much.
Yes, not that we fuck. Hey, the H Factor came back
Again.
After I defeated it the last time. The team was just waiting in the wings. It was that it's more that I think that somebody said that we think, the question was asked to me, do we think more deeply about the industry than
it requires?
Should we not just be like, get up, wear trouser and go?
Yes, but you think too much. Sometimes just be basketball. So
but we should. Nobody. Very few people are thinking about industry. A lot of people are thinking about self.
Because you have to, because if you don't, because look at it, I guess it's because of how we came in. Yes. In that we came in with structural process over time, you develop, you do this. So
we're overthinking this.
No, so so there's a level of, I guess, chaos. So, and that's one of the things that I find, which is why weirdly we complement each other, in that the level of chaos increases as we go from left to right. And so I think that
it's from left to this way. Chaos goes in that direction.
Yeah, so right to left.
So who is the most chaotic?
I'm trying in the middle, balance.
You.
I'm the most chaotic.
Yes.
Gemini baby
How
girl.
am I the most chaotic?
Yes, mine is just simple and controlled.
Both of you are very chaotic. You are instant chaos. You are build up of chaos. Let's carry on.
So I find that like the reason why we think about these things is like in my head, this is the way I explain it to be in my head. If you need to make a film a year, all you need is 3 of us. You literally, Inkblot is 3 of us to make a film a year. You don't really need people. If you are making 6 films a year, you need a company, right? So you find that
So making a film, you only need one person. Even.
No, let's what comes to us too. Let's say one person to write and direct, one person to be on set. So what comes to us, they can share the work more because they are lazy. But if you are not lazy, you can't do one person. But my point is that if you decide that you want to try for scale, there has to be organization behind it. And so we have decided to try, Abi, that Inkblot should be a company, not 3 of us. And that's why we're tired. At the end of the day,
like the wig is off.
Because I honestly, yes, I just noticed that. Because you
the
see,
pillow is here.
I have nothing to remove or show. Take it as you will. So I mean, and I don't know the answer, but I know that figuring out, and we stole this from Amazon, by the way. So we're not that idea of delighting your customer, right? Because we find that when you make, and this is something that I think I don't know if it's that like we lost our way, but we were focused a lot more on ensuring that Inkblot is successful as the goal. What do you do to make Inkblot successful? As opposed to what do you do to delight your customer, and the consequence of that is that Inkblot will be successful. So it's a very interesting journey that I think that we've taken over the last year, which is why we are tired. Because when you rigorously examine your beliefs around delighting your audience, right, it changes the way you do everything. The level of intentionality, of rigor, of sheer effort and presence you put into everything becomes astronomical.
And then just for that slight shift of focus.
Yes, because you can't go and sleep and be like, they'll be delighted tomorrow. Because
they'll be all right. They'll be all right. They should take this one and manage it.
Because and the question is this: can we rise to the? And the honest truth is this: I'm not sitting here saying that we know we are going to rise to the challenge, but we are going to try.
We're in the arena.
So you're risking.
Sitting here saying we're in the arena.
Yes. So my point is like we have decided that, you know what?
I'm quoting the first quote.
I know that we are going to die. Like we are going to try to, because we are going to try that. Like the mantra of our company now is not because we can't steal Amazon's slogan exactly.
Are you about to quote? Are you about to form something? Let's know.
No, I'm saying the mantra is this.
Make sure it's
it's this.
We'll
so basically, the goal is to find a personalized version for us. But I think that is our North Star.
We just try.
That is our North Star at the moment. When we rest small and then recharge.
When I wear my wig back.
We will it's something that we're actively working forward, and it's going to be a fun ride, because I think that there's a lot of opportunity in the Nigerian film and television industry, giving you the investor spiel, and so the next few years are going to be interesting. And hopefully there's more to come from us. So watch this space. Zulu, sign us out.
Don't just watch this space, please. Ride with us.
Oshe. Ride or die with us.
Yes.
I mean, go for broke. Ride or die with us.
Ride or die with us.
Oshe.
Taloko. You are doing the Lord's work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, as you all go back to do the Lord's work, make sure you watch this podcast. Listen to this podcast.
We haven't learned to intro or sign out, but hopefully we are delighting you.
Objectives for the next season.
One chance.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us today. It's been fun.
And we will hopefully will see you either in the new year.
We'll see you.
We'll see you soon. All right. Peace, love, and harmony.
Bye.